Hey there, Aquarius. It's Angie with Feisty Butterfly Tarot, and we are taking a look today at what's going on for the general collective for the final week of February in 2021. This is the Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid, and we're taking a look. The crack in the deck is coming apart. So this is talking about feeling fragmented, scattered, lack of focus, and sometimes a little bit misunderstood and lonely on this particular thing, where you can't quite come together with your own spirit, with your own soul. So we're going to take a look at that, see how that resonates with your read, see what's going on with you. And I thought we would also take a look at the Apocalypto deck. Now, I don't often bring that up, the Apocalypsis deck, excuse me. And this is Kim Hughes' deck, but it's very, very busy, and it seems that almost overwhelmingly busy. So if this is what's contributing, let's take a look at how and why and what can be offered here, what's going on currently for you. Bring this down so you can see it. So far, coming apart in strength. These are like almost counterintuitive aspects of self that you're dealing with currently. Let's see what else we've got. King of Swords in reverse. Let's see what else. The World. Okay, in reverse. So King of Swords in reverse. This is when the King of Swords is overly harsh rather than long-term visionary. It's this need to protect self. It's kind of almost a cranky looking person, very firmly resolute, protecting. This protective stance is necessary. There might be reason and logic to it. It might require gentle inner strength, but balancing these two forces is just as tricky as balancing the coming together versus coming apart aspects of self. There's this fragmented thing, spread too thin comes to mind. Then the world. The world is also upside down. It's like you want to complete this certain cycle going on in your world, but you haven't been able to, or you just feel that it's about time and somewhat burdening, but you know you have a little bit further to go. Okay, let's see what else is going on with you. Let's see if we can bring this here. Hopefully you can still see it. I'm trying to check my camera here for you. Yeah, you can see that. All right, we're going to look at what else is going on. One more thing to look at what's going on currently, and then we'll dive into the energy of what's to come. Ooh, we got 6 of Cups and 7 of Cups. So let's take a look then. 6 of Cups and 7 of Cups, two different things. 6 of Cups is remembering bittersweet things from childhood, remembering sweet and innocent times of childhood, playfulness, what it's like to play and feel inspired and just have a lighter heart overall, to celebrate when things are flourishing and there isn't worries and troubles and scatteredness. Now this one, you've had this like ebb and flow, push-pull type of week going on, or period of time going on. Then you have the 7 of Cups in reverse, the window shopping card I sometimes call it. But the 7 of Cups also says there's all kinds of different choices, things to be contemplated, things that are arriving, things that are these cups again, except for there's so many of them you can't think what to do. So okay, how do we turn this, instead of into confusion and trying to figure stuff out and not figuring out what choice to make, to more joyfulness? How do we turn the King of Swords coldness into more of the world in a completed fashion? I think this is the requirement, and it's still going to be required of you, this strength requirement and this coming apart feeling. How do we address that coming up? What's going to be coming your way in the next week? And then where do we go from there? I think we're going to take a look now into, we're going to look in the Tarot of the Night, because you don't have a ton of light going on right now. And perhaps it would be helpful to kind of, you know what? Let's do it this way. Changing my mind. We're going to look at the light seers. So we're going to look at the light seers at what's coming at you. Then we'll look at Tarot of the Night for the hidden influences. So let's just look and see if there's a few things coming up, coming at you that you need to be aware of. Things that you will recognize and see. Woo, coming in the next week. Okay. So let's flip this. These two both came reversed. This is the Hierophant. This is big time major arcana, as is Strength and the World. So let's focus on that. Let's go to here. You have the Hierophant in reverse, and you had also the Lovers. Hierophant in reverse is about lessons of spiritual growth, alignment, traditions, what to keep, what to leave behind. It's also a chance to learn, a chance to level up in alignment, and it's also a chance for insights to kind of be bestowed upon you. Now, if you look close, you see kind of these religious symbols in here, like the fish or the namaste or the coins. You know, you see these things that are insights, and they make me think of remembering the divine spiritual knowings and beliefs that are serving you. And look at the joy there when that remembering happens. It's like, aha, oh yes, that makes sense. And it is a reprieve. So turning inward and soul seeking is important. Not turning inward so that you're isolating yourself, but just a little bit of re-examining what your beliefs are and what you want to carry forward. Sometimes it's good to ask, is that belief actually true? Is it serving me? Those kinds of things. Then the Lovers in reverse. The Lovers are all about choices. They are about romantic relationships at some points, but this seems to be about choices of the heart. It seems to be, in this card, it's the Lover that was the original, and it's whether he chooses his heart's desire, his heart's path, or chooses more of the heart's desire in the romantic angle, and who and how he chooses. So this is definitely about a choice that needs to be made. Perhaps you've been avoiding a choice. Perhaps there's a passion that you do want to pursue that you haven't been particularly clear about. Maybe something has needed to close out first, and you've needed this kind of cold logical stuff to get through it, to have the strength to continue. So let's keep looking. You have the Seven of Wands coming up here. This is about getting clarity, setting boundaries, protecting yourself, having divine light and spiritual alignment, solar plexus energy, taking care of what your needs are, even though much is coming at you, having yourself centered so you're ready to be clear about the boundaries you need to set rather than being overly defensive. You're still in a mode where you need to protect, but also have the wisdom with it. And then we see the Page of Wands kicking in. This is total enthusiasm. She's excited. She's working up this fiery, inspirational energy. And you see how this bubble is reflected here. And even here, this solar plexus and so much yellow in here. This is the Page of Wands, enthusiasm, the desire for playfulness and happiness, the joy at learning something and beginning something new, those kinds of things. So if this closes out, then you're free to frolic, free to play, free to dance, remembering all of those things, the dancing, the playfulness, and just the sheer enjoyment of something is going to serve your soul so well in the upcoming times. All right, we're going to look also at what might be hidden influences that you might not see, that might be undercurrents, or things that are at play that you are unaware of. These things be aware of, be on the lookout for. This could actually be a person, as could either of these. So be aware. But this is mostly pertaining to your own spirit, your own path, and your own journey. So let's take a look. This is Tarot of the Night, and we'll see what's going on. Okay. The Empress is here. Wow, you have a lot of majors going on. You have Strength currently sitting above the Empress. The Empress is birthing something new, creativity, abundance, again, flowering, flourishing, a specific timing. So divine timing. This is something that necessarily can't be rushed. If the world is upside down, this is a protected time, and also a time that has to play out in its own time. This is something that's happening that concludes in its own time. This is something that can't be forced or pushed, something that if you're centered and remember to have a little bit of levity and playfulness, you're going to do better with, and understand that there is growth happening even though it doesn't seem like it. Okay, Aquarius? Let's take one more look here. Whoa, we've got two coming out for the Tarot of the Night. Page of Pentacles, three actually. Page of Swords and the Sun. Okay. Sun's upright. We'll get to that in a second. Page of Swords and Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is when somebody's offering a tangible gift. They're the student. They're taking pause. They're not as fast moving and enthusiastic as the wand suit. This is also a timidity, a little bit of hesitation before taking center stage in your own life. Okay, so in reverse, this is asking you to pay attention to this, to leave some of that hesitation behind, but allow for patience while things play out. Then you have the Page of Swords. Now the Page of Swords is a little different than the King. The King is very protective. The Page is taking on things that are too big for her britches. She's not able to handle the sword so well. She feels like she is. This sometimes is sharp communications. Sometimes this is spying. Sometimes this is gossipy type stuff. This is looking but not having the strength to understand how to best communicate something. So this is requiring pondering. This is requiring strength and thoughtfulness. This might be why you feel like you're torn. You might be feeling like you're communicating and it's not getting your point across very well. This is at odds with kind of this energy when it's in the reverse. So maybe it's time to lay down the sword altogether, to just set it down and allow for a little bit more growth to happen. That's what my feeling is on this. Then you have the Sun card. This is gorgeous. This is her stepping into her own. She's got this gorgeous flower with the petals that are obviously in full bloom, and now it's coming. It's not just a bud, it's bloomed, and the petals are floating in the wind. There's an essence, there's a scent, there's a calling. That's the sunshine calling you forward, and you're standing tall and in your own glory. You have this playfulness and also a grace and a strength and the ability to carry forward. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. This is coming. You have more strength than you realize. Things are flourishing and coming along as they should. Is there anything else we need to know from the Tarot of the Night for Aquarius for this last final week of February? Page of Wands. You have all the pages now. Well, no, I'm sorry. You don't have Page of Cups. Maybe that's an important thing to observe. Page of Wands is coming twice. Page of Cups, which is usually the offering of love. It's the young person with the cup and the fish in it, just a gift. Maybe this is the time that you should be aware of those gifts and give yourself the gift of this playful energy that's with the cups. Choose something to pursue. This Page of Wands is very focused with her intent. Very, very focused. Excited to go. Has light. I'm sure ready to take off. But this one is cool and this one is more warm. This one is more fiery in the interpretation. Although this is Tarot of the Night and there is illumination behind her. There's inspiration. There's things afoot in her mind. There's things brewing. Things bubbling to the surface. This is what needs to be looked at a little closer. Okay, so we're going to take a quick look at the Enchanted Map Oracle one more time and see if there's anything else we can give you to close out this read. Rock Bottom and Magic Prayer. Okay, this might be how you're feeling in the coming apart, in the overly protective, in the undecided here. Sometimes it is when we are at the rock bottom that we get to move forward. And then Magic Prayer. This, I think, is your heart's desire, the prayer of your soul. Perhaps the words not spoken. Perhaps this is the desires that you don't even want to acknowledge yourself, the inspiration that needs to flow through and be allowed to come to flourish. Those kinds of things need to be called forward. Getting yourself in alignment and taking the moments for clarifying those boundaries is key. The Lovers is important in making your choices, allowing for the divine timing and things to close out, and strength absolutely required. Take those quiet moments, even if you're not uttering a word in your prayer. Take those moments to just be with yourself, with the divinity, the divine spirit, and with your inner knowing and trusting yourself and acknowledging what you need to have to lighten up your spirit and your soul again. We're going to take one more to go with this area for Aquarius. Goblins. Okay. Again, I'm referencing this prayer thing again. The goblins, this is the things that are pulling at you, things that are tricking you, tricksters that you might feel like are lurking. This is you not addressing things that need to be handled and not allowing yourself time. You want to get things handled and in order and structured right away. And the King of Swords is great at all of that and great at thinking long term, but sometimes there's a rigidity to the kings that need not be there. So if these things are in reverse, do everything you can to flip them. The main thing is to allow playfulness, allow creativity, allow growth, have strength in your choices, know what you need, and allow this cycle to complete. Okay. I think that's all I've got for you, Aquarius. So I think that's probably it. Before I close, there was the top card that I sneak peek. It says heal the ouch. And I think we've discussed this. This is a very playful way to put that, though. Healing the ouch is what it's about for you right now. All right. Like, subscribe. Let me know how it resonates. Tell a friend. Come back again. See you next week. Bye, guys.